So for this problem, we're going to look at the integral of sine squared x and then the integral of sine squared 2x. So in order to integrate sine squared, we're going to need to use some of our identities. Specifically, we're going to need to have a look at the double angle formula. Now, as a reminder for the double angle formula, you're not given these in the formula sheet, you're given the addition formula and you're expected to use those to find the double angle formula, but I've written them all up in the top right hand corner as a reminder. So we have sine squared x. Looking at our double angle formula then, we have 2 where sine squared appear, and we want to get this all in terms of one variable. So we have cos 2x is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared x, which is what we're going to use. So we can write cos 2x equals 1 minus 2 sine squared x. And all we need to do is rearrange this to make sine squared x the subject of the formula. So 2 sine squared x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x. So sine squared x is equal to 1/2 minus 1/2 cos 2x. Once you have that formula, we can substitute that into our integral. So we're really integrating 1/2 minus 1/2 cos 2x with respect to x, and then we can integrate this with respect to x. So 1/2 becomes 1/2 x, or x over 2. The integral of cos is sine, but it's cos 2x, so you've also got to divide by the differential of the 2x, so we're going to divide by 2, which leaves us with minus sine 2x all over the 2 from that, times the 2 from that, so all over 4. And we can't forget, because this is an indefinite integral, we also need a plus c there. So that's our solution for the first integral. We need to modify that a little bit, and we're going to integrate sine squared 2x. So using the same idea again, but because we have a 2x, we're really looking at cos of 4x is equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared 2x, and therefore in the rearrangement, sine squared 2x is equal to 1/2 minus 1/2 cos 4x. So again, we can substitute that into our integral. So we're really integrating 1/2 minus 1/2 cos 4x with respect to x. The half becomes x over 2. The cos becomes a sine. So you got minus sine of 4x in this case, divided by the differential of the 4x, which is 4, and also this factor of 2 there. So really 2 times 4, we're divided by 8. And just like the last one, we can't forget our constant of integration at the end, so we need our plus c. And that is how you integrate sine squared x with respect to x and sine squared 2x with respect to x.